Hello, everybody. Welcome to Candidly Speaking with Chelle Kelle. I'm Kel.
And I'm Chelle.
And we are so happy to be here today, aren't we, Chelle?
We are tickled to death to be here. It's our second show, and we're just happy, excited about it. We had a couple little audio issues last week, mostly on my part. So I've got a new handy dandy microphone. So hopefully everything's going to be great.
Well, that and we won't have a live audience.
We won't have a live audience, which we will miss, but that things should be a little more quiet this week.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Oh, there's our Randy Candy.
Hey, RC. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, well, let's get some house cleaning or housework out of the way. We have two sponsors for today's show. We have Blue Sky Video Productions. So if you're looking for someone that can be a YouTube strategist or help you with video productions just like this, Bruce Himmelblau is the man for you, and he will have some information up that you can contact him. The other sponsor is Cards That Wow, and that's paper arts that make your personal or your corporate brand wow. And that's you can go cardsthatwow.com.
And they are fantastic.
Thank you.
They are fantastic. And talk about, you also do art pieces now, not just cards.
Yes, I just started a new line of art. I'm an artist again.
They are fantastic. They are fantastic. So
how
you look beautiful. You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you. So do you. How was your day?
You know what? My day was, is not over yet. Worked from about 7 o'clock this morning. I guess I was in the office. And as soon as we finish this, we're going to continue just from home, like everybody is. Yep. So big day. Big day.
It was horrible day for me.
Sorry.
Because I didn't talk to you 5 times.
Oh, today was a crazy day.
Yeah.
We typically speak lots during the day and encourage each other what we're doing.
And video.
Yeah, today was just kind of crazy. So, but we have an absolutely amazing guest. We're excited to bring to y'all tonight. She is an amazing woman. But I do want to say thank you if you're watching us live. And if you could please just put it in the comment section. Just let us know that you're here and where you're watching from. That would be wonderful. And if you're watching the replay, we would also appreciate if you comment there with your name, where you're from, just hashtag replay, because we would love to know that you were here with us, and we appreciate so much your watching and your support.
Yeah.
So we have an amazing guest tonight. As I said, her name is Darla Hall, aka QB Darla. And she is the owner of Witty Publications, and she is hysterical. We've talked to her a few times, have just really bonded. She is one of the girls. We love her. Big hair, big makeup. What's not to love about that? Absolutely. She has written literally hundreds of children's books. She does activity books, coloring books, and they're with a twist. And so I will let her explain that to you. But she's also the author of Matters of a Positive Mindset, which is targeted to a more adult audience. So without further ado, we would like to welcome Darla Hall.
Woo!
Hey, Darla. There she is.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Chelle. Hello, Kel.
Yeah.
Glad to be on tonight, wherever you're at.
We are thrilled to have you. So, Darla, tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got started doing it.
Okay. I've always done marketing and advertising all of my life. I grew up in a small town, so I'm a small town girl from Indiana. John Cougar sings about it, small town girl. So that's me. I went to Ball State University, graduating with a journalism degree, went on to just do advertising and marketing, and I owned my own marketing agency in Alabama in 2005 to about 2011. And in 2011, something happened that changed my life. And it was an accident that a little boy had. He's perfectly fine now, so that turns out to be a good story. But he got hit by a car and he broke his legs. And so I created the first ever Roll Tide activity book as a gift for that little 8-year-old boy. So then that's what started my journey.
Oh, that's crazy good. Crazy good. So that's this public speaking site.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that is not the little boy who was originally injured, correct?
No, but I'll go on to tell you a little bit more. So, okay, so after that happened, so I developed activity books for 230 sports teams. So anywhere from NFL, college, 38 college teams. I had the MLB, NBA. So I had all the licensing and did storybooks, activity books, and they would use them for giveaways. Like the Tampa Bay Bucks ordered 22,000. They used them for giveaways. And so I grew that business over about 8 years. And the thing that I loved about it the most is I was able to give thousands and thousands of activity books to children in hospitals. Mm-hmm. And when I went to the hospitals, I got to know the kids and the families. This little boy, his name is Gideon, and that's his sister and his family. I bonded with them, and I'm still great friends with them, and I miss him so much because I moved from Alabama to Indiana, but I definitely need to get back to Alabama to see my little buddy Gideon. But, his eyes just light up. I go to the hospital to visit these kids, and it just makes my heart beat faster. It just makes me a better person, all the kids. And I've been through chemo with them. I've gone through and seen kids have brain cancer and been on their whole journey from start to finish with them. Some of them have even passed away, and it's been really sad and hard. But I just look at those kids, and that's what drives me. And that's the passion that fuels my fire to run my businesses, because I have such bigger goals with these businesses. In the sports zone, I transitioned, and I now call it Witty Publications. And I do these activity books for kids, but I do them for childhood cancer. I do them for blindness, deafness, like all of the different causes. And then I do them for like real estate, which, that happened because of Ken's show. Mm-hmm. I do them for music. I have an entrepreneurship and travel. So I do these activity books using my own brand of characters. And that way I don't have to pay royalties, and I can keep up with it, and it's not so stressful. So that's how the kids' business started.
That's wonderful. Brian says, yes, that is a great purpose. And what a mission. I mean, the kids and illness, and giving them smiles, when they would, just be like miserable. So that is so sweet. Do you want me to ask a question, or do you want to just
if you've got one?
You called me Carolyn earlier, so
I said Kellen, but okay. Carolyn's my mom's name. Nobody calls her that, but maybe I did. But
I was being mom-like.
I promise I know your name. So yeah, go ahead if you've got one. Well, I've got a whole list, but
yeah, I've got a couple. So what is the funniest thing that has happened to you in your business?
Okay, so several, I've had a lot of funny things happen to me. While it's emotional and a lot of what I do is hard, I've had some funny moments. I mean, as a businesswoman, you're always trying to, juggle everything from being a mom. I have 3 sons. And one time I was going through the McDonald's drive-thru. My son calls me. I was on my way to a meeting. I had like 10 minutes to be able to wash my car that day. And then I was going to go to a business meeting and blah, blah, blah. So I had so much to do. And my son calls me and says, Mom, can you bring my basketball shorts to school? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I should make him suffer. But no, I'm going to bring his basketball shorts to school because that's a good mom. And that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, go through the McDonald's drive-thru, get something to eat real quick, healthy. I don't eat that anymore, but it's really good when you're on, in a hurry or whatever. So I did that. And then I went through trying to wash my car before I go drop off the shorts and get to my business meeting. And then lo and behold, when I go through the drive-thru, my sunroof is cracked a little bit. I have a business suit on. I proceed to go through the drive-thru and hit the button to close it because it starts dripping, and I go the other way and it shoots wide open. And so I'm getting poured on. That was a blonde moment for sure. No doubt about it, but I'm getting poured on. I have a business suit on. I get out of the drive-thru. I'm soaked. I'm drenched. And literally I had to go home, change clothes, go drop my son's shorts off, and then get to my business meeting. And I was probably 30, 40 minutes late. I don't know. But just stuff like that happens when you're a mom, you're a business person, you own your own business, you're trying to juggle everything. anyway, so my heart goes out there to all the moms trying to juggle everything right now,
But,
because
and that's
they
the
deserve
thing.
a medal.
And I think it's such a challenge. Well, it's always challenging to be a mom. Best job ever. Nothing ever could be more rewarding, in my opinion, than that. I mean, my kids are grown, but I still, they're my babies. They're 18 and 24, but they're still, they come first. But, I can't imagine now women, have their careers. They own their own businesses. They do everything, still running the house. And now a lot of them are playing teacher as well. So, I got to tell you, it doesn't hurt my feelings that my kids are grown when it comes to this, because I don't think I could do all that I do and then do fourth grade math. I really don't think I could. Darla, it sounds like perhaps you would be able to do that.
Michelle, you would be
No.
to do it.
I wouldn't have the patience to do it.
Yeah,
but we do what we have to do and we adapt. So
you're right. You're right. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, everybody's making it work. And again, just so those babies are taken care of. I think that's what we all as moms do. But yeah, that's a funny story. That's a funny story.
That's one thing. I mean, I was in an ant bed one time. So after I started doing my books, I'm so embarrassed about this. But anyway, so after I was doing my book, someone said, "Oh my gosh, you have so much energy. You're always positive. You're always happy. What do you do to stay positive all the time?" And I'm like, okay, well, I'm so imperfect. And they said, "You should bottle up your energy and sell it." And I said, wonder how I can do that. So one night I came up with the idea of what to do with that. And so that's when I came up with Matters of a Positive Mindset. And it's a workbook. So it tells my story and it gives people like questions to answer. And I encourage people to get this because they can answer the questions and then it gives them action steps on what to do to have a more positive mindset throughout their day and for their families and for the benefit of everyone around them. But the funny story is, so as I'm doing this motivational speaking, I go out there and I start doing a couple public speaking engagements and stuff, and I love it. And it's just awesome. And then COVID hit. But I was in an ant bed. Oh, I just gave it away. Anyway, I was doing a motivational blog sitting in a golf course. And I was so how everyone should be a ray of sunshine and shine their light and be positive and how to do it. And all of a sudden, all these fire ants start biting my feet. And so I get up in the middle of the video and I run away and oh my gosh, I'm swelling up. I'm in pain. And still I had the audacity, I guess, to finish the video because that's the one I ended up posting because in my mind, it's better to be authentic and real than it is to put out fake content. I am who I am. I make mistakes all the time. I've had failures and successes. It's just, I laugh at myself and I don't take anything too seriously. So I don't mind like sharing my failures and imperfections with the world.
But, amen to that.
Well, and two, though, because the way you relate to children, and you focus so much of your energy toward building children up. I mean, we all know kids can smell, something that is not authentic a mile away, so I don't think you're doing your children any service whatsoever by trying to really pretend that you're something that you're not, say, hey, mom struggles every day, or aunt whoever struggles every day, but this is what I do to try to improve myself and make myself better. And Darla, you nailed it. The positive attitude is half the battle, I think, and that just radiates into everything else that you do and to the people around you. So let me ask you this. You said that you have 3 children. Are they little guys?
They're grown. They're grown and they're in college and looking for jobs right now. And one's getting ready to finish at Alabama. One plays basketball at Belhaven, and one is looking for a job right now. So I'm super proud of each of them, and I hope that I've raised them to be gentlemen and men that will love and honor their wife and just really do good for others.
Absolutely.
I've taken them with me to a lot of visits and children in hospitals and stuff like that. Like, speaking of stinkiness, oh my gosh, Gideon, like he doesn't smell, but it was funny because I went to visit him in the hospital. He loves the Tennessee Vols. And so he was so excited. He called the mascot Moki, and it's Smokey. Anyway, he had like stinky feet. He was messing with me, pretending that he had stinky feet because I got him some Ninja Turtle socks, and he was kept putting his feet in my face, and I would just like tickle him and kiss him and love on him and hug him, and he just thought that was the funniest thing. So anyway.
Little guys are great. I mean, girls are too. I have a daughter and a son. Girls are too, but there's a really great bond between mommies and little boys. It's amazing. But my question was, how did you build your kids up? What did you do to foster the attitude of optimism, positivity, self-reliance, determination, motivation? What did you do?
I was just trying to be the best mom that I can be and love on them and appreciate their uniquenesses. I mean, I'm one that really just, I didn't want them all to be the same. I like to celebrate their uniquenesses, and because it's, there's a 1 in 64 billion chance that you have the same fingerprint as someone else. So my philosophy as a mom was that each of my kids were going to be unique and different, and they were all going to have their own strengths and weaknesses. And if they screwed up or they messed up, I was there to love on them and try to teach them maybe a better choice to make. But I just tried to love on them and support them through everything that they did and just celebrate each of them individually.
Nice.
Wonderful. Good advice. Good advice.
So Brian wants to know what your favorite football team is.
Oh, Brian, you would ask that. Okay, the Indianapolis Colts. I'm in Indiana now, so the Indianapolis Colts are my favorite team. One of my good friends is Ken Dilger, who used to play for the Colts, and Marvell Tell is a good friend of mine. So I like the Indianapolis Colts. I also, of course, my son goes to the University of Alabama, so I do like Alabama. I also like Auburn because I did the activity books, and I have a lot of kids. My biggest thing was when I was doing these activity books for the teams, like Coach Saban would use them to take to the children in hospitals, and he would give the Alabama one. Coach Malzahn would take my activity books and give them to the kids at Auburn in the hospitals and things like that. So whatever the kid liked, that was my favorite team for that day. Like I literally have hundreds of different team T-shirts. And so when I went to visit Gideon, there's no way I was going to wear red or dark blue. I was going to wear orange and for Tennessee Vols. So I have so many different teams that I like because all the kids like the different teams, but my heart of hearts just says go Colts.
Very good.
Go Cards. Go Cards. Okay.
Go Cubs.
Go Cubs.
And here's what you all don't know about Darla. Maybe some of you do, but when she's wearing her T-shirts, she will be wearing those with 5-inch heels. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see up there. You go. I was looking at these pictures and I thought, how tall are you, Darla?
4'11 3/4.
Okay, that was not quite 3/4. 4'11 3/4. Okay, so yeah, the heels. I'm a heel girl too. I don't know that I could. First of all, if I had on the shoes that you have on right now, I would be 6'5". I would. It's because I'm 5'10" barefoot. So,
oh my gosh.
Wow, but those are fantastic. While we're talking about fantastic, this is kind of off the subject, but you all, before we went live tonight, I told Kelle and told Darla too that Darla makes me about half mad. She is so beautiful. Okay, so I'm looking at her and I'm looking at her eyes, and y'all know I'm a fan of cosmetics here. I know you think it's just natural beauty here, but it's not. So let's talk eyeliner for a second, Darla. Okay, are you a pencil girl or a liquid girl?
Liquid, and I'm not a big brand girl, so I shop on the sale racks. I go to Nordstrom Rack. I go to there's some things that I splurge on. Mascara and eyeliner is one that I get at Sephora. I think I get it at, or Bobbi Brown, or one of those. I don't know. I change brands all the time. I can't have one brand for my life. I switch and try new things all the time. So I get the cheaper stuff as much as possible. I don't have a skincare regimen. I don't have any of that. I just use off the shelf kind of stuff. So
I got you. Because it was important that I know that, and our audience needed to know too. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
I'm a liquid girl, but I'm not talking about makeup.
You're a what girl? What'd you say?
She's a liquid girl.
Okay. I like, back a couple years ago, everybody was using that, and maybe they still are. I'm not using that mineral foundation. That never worked for me. I looked like, I'd thrown flour on my face or something. I didn't get that. Maybe y'all love it. I don't know. I never got it.
Everything I put on my face just sucks in and go.
Girl, you have got to moisturize and exfoliate. We have talked about that. We've talked about that.
No. I'm working on that.
I need to do a better job of my skin regimen, but I don't. Like my grandmother used good old Vaseline, and she's 94, and so I don't know. I just kind of
and probably still looks great. So
fine.
Well, you've got the gene pool in your family, I think, Darla. I think
she's a firecracker.
And you're like another firecracker. You are.
You are.
Okay, I have another question. Name a time that you had to be bold in your business.
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, so many times. You guys, running your own business is not for the weak. It is really, really hard to run your own business. I started mine from scratch. I cashed in my 401k. I took this journey. I felt like a lot of times I was out there on an island by myself. It was really, really hard. Now I find so much joy in it because I get to set my own hours and I get to do these products that I love to do for kids, and it's really making a difference in their lives, I'm hoping. So a time that I had to be bold in my business was, I got it. So a big retailer ordered thousands and thousands of books, a huge order, my biggest order ever. And they sold them for a while and they promised me to keep them on the shelves through Christmas. Well, they pulled them off early, which is what they do to a lot of people. And so I was upset about that. So I called their CFO. I found out who their CFO was on LinkedIn, and he probably pulled his profile down after I called him so many times. But I called him like 3 times a day for 2 weeks in a row. And then he finally called me back and he said, "Ma'am, this is borderline harassment. What can I do to help you?" And I said, "Well, sir," I said, "I run my own business. I cashed in all of my money to start this business, and it's really meaningful to me. And I help a lot of kids, and I donate a lot of books, and I have really big dreams of starting my own 501c3 one day. And I would really appreciate it if you would, do something about it and maybe put your books back on my books back on your shelf." So he said, "Okay, let me call my book buyer." And so he did. They went back on the shelves. And then remember Gideon, that little boy I told you about? So I was laying on my sofa one day, crying in tears, not knowing how I was going to get the $18,000 to pay my licensing fee for the following year. And lo and behold, it was the night before. So Gideon's grandmother messaged me while I was laying there on the couch crying, not knowing if I was going to survive another day with my business. And she said, "Oh my gosh, Gideon loves your Let's Go to Prayer activity book. We're in the hospital for a month. He just had surgery. He's loving it." And they sent me a picture. And I'll never forget that moment because it was a pivotal moment when I decided that I was never going to give up on this business. Even if I have to pivot from sports into my own brand and do some things different, I was never, ever, ever going to give up on my business. That day I made that decision. The very next day, I got a check in the mail from Costco for about $100 over the amount that I owed that to pay my licensing bills. So I lived to fight another day.
That is fantastic.
I put up my dukes.
Yeah, because you had worked so hard. You've got to fight for that. And, borderline harassment. Okay, whatever. Squeaky wheel. You could have just rolled over and rolled off the shelf, but no. So I am proud of you, Darla, standing up for your work. You knew the value, you knew your worth, and you had stories that people needed to hear. So good girl. Way to go.
Thank you. We all got to do it as women or men. I'm just a big proponent of women. If you just walk into a boardroom with confidence, you walk into a boardroom with your head high, your heels on, you're, looking nice. You are confident. You're sure about yourself. You've done your research. you've done your homework on everything that you need to be prepared for. So what you're saying is intelligent. You go in there and you act like a boss and you get things done and you stand up for yourself and you're bold and you can be as much of a decision maker as anyone in that room.
Sure. And instill that in the babies.
Yes.
Make sure that the kids know that. I tell my kids every day of their life, we give more than is expected. That's what we do in this family. We give more than is expected. And that's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you do every day. So very, very inspiring, Darla. Let me ask you this. How did you go from writing the sports books, the more sports focused, sports themes books?
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what I'm trying to say, sports themed books, into the business. How did you go from that to let's write about entrepreneurship and let's do a coloring book about, money? Because when I was a kid, my coloring book was, Holly Hobby. That's what I was doing. It didn't teach me anything. So how did you make the decision to do that?
Oh, he put up my website. Okay, that's my website. So you'll see I have a lot of general education books. Those are all my characters. So Foxy's in a wheelchair. You have Gritty, the eagle. You have Brainy, the deer. He has a mask on because he has childhood cancer. You have Coco, the blind dog. You have Witty, the bird. You have Buzzy, the bee. And you have Nutty, the squirrel. So all of those are my characters that I created. I hired an illustrator and I told him exactly what I wanted done. And he did a great job. And so those are my characters. And I used them to do all these general education. I have anti-bullying, adoption. I have all kinds of cause books in there because I want to teach the well kids about blindness. I want them to know if they have a kid in their classroom that is blind, here are some facts that you need to know about blindness so that they can better relate and better adapt. If there's a kid in your classroom that has childhood cancer, I want them to read the childhood cancer book and really know what it is so that they know to treat them just like anyone else. And that they want to be, they want kindness and compassion. They want to be invited to the birthday parties and all of the stuff that just make them normal. So if a kid's in a wheelchair, I'm around sled hockey. I love sled hockey because one of my friends, Dwayne Weber and Lynn Weber, started the program in Indy. So I got out there on a sled with all the kids and I couldn't walk for a week afterwards, but I got out there on the sled with the kids and sledded my way around. And so now I'm really close to a lot of the sled hockey kids. So Dwayne came to me and said, let's do a sled hockey activity book. So I just did that. So I've learned, people will come to me with different issues and things like that. And I just want to do it so that it'll help either their kids or kids in their classrooms relate and understand about kindness and compassion.
Lovely.
That's precious. That's precious. Can you talk just a minute? I'm sure you have addressed bullying.
Yeah, I have an anti-bullying book. And in that one, it talks about, how to just relate and how you can help or what to do if you get bullied and all of the key words. That's it right there. So that's my anti-bullying activity book. And inside the book, each of them are unique and different to the cause.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, I love what you're doing. And, I think we all have kids in our lives, if they're our own children, if they're grandchildren, nieces, nephews, little neighbor, just kids at church, whatever, that can benefit from these. So we get them on your website. I know you're going to tell us at the end.
Yes, wittypubs.com for the books, and then qbdarla.com for any public speaking or workshop.
All right.
Okay. So we're getting close to our time, but this is your chance to give whoever's watching and who will be watching this later, what message or what would you like to say to those people?
I would just say it's really important to be consistently happy. And in order to be consistently happy, the things that work for me, and I hope that this helps you, but I think there's a little bit of magic to overcoming hardships, whether it be a divorce or, a hardship of losing someone or, all kinds of things going on in the world right now with COVID. So I think, what helps me be consistently happy are these things. I go to bed every night and pray for my blessings, look around and thank God for my kids, my family, my friends, and supporters. wake up every morning ready to make a positive impact on the world. The world's so full of hurt. And so if I can be a positive light, I want to do that. And I want to shine mine pretty bright so that other people can have a great day. Live in the moment, control the things that you can control, have fun each day. Make sure that you're incorporating some kind of fun in your world. I laugh at myself. I laugh at funny movies. I like funny people like Kelle and Michelle. That's why I'm on this show, because I love them so much, because they're so funny. And I surround myself with positive people, positive content. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of negative social media. I surround myself with all of positive content. I think believing in yourself is really important, because you can accomplish more things than you really think that you can. And work hard and open your eyes to the hurt around you so that you can help other people find solutions to help them feel better and have a better day.
Well, you are a shining star. You really are. You're the brightest light in this little 3 boxes.
It's dark now. It got dark in Indiana.
Yeah, it got dark on me too. We talked about that before. We're both sitting in these windows, and she's in Indy. We're not too far apart from each other, and so it's dark. So sorry, we look strange, or I do. Darla doesn't. Darla looks fantastic. I look like Casper, but anyway.
Lynn Weber's on. I'll throw Lynn a touchdown. Ready? I helped Lynn Weber with her LinkedIn strategy today. She came over. Her and her husband run the sled hockey program, and I love Lynn to death. But I helped her with LinkedIn today, so I'm going to throw her a touchdown. Ready, Lynn? Catch.
Yeah. Hey, Lynn.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
She'll forever be your fan.
And Alan says, thank you to all 3 of you for positive time. Well,
thanks, Alan.
Alan, thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
So if you like what you saw here, I ask you to tell your friends, share this. What is it called? We need to have them subscribe or something. What is it?
You can like our Facebook page, which is Candidly Speaking with Chelle Kelle. And you can, if you like that, you can get notifications. We do go live every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we have amazing guests like Darla lined up. We really want to build each other up. We are kind of sort of focused on women, but not necessarily. We have something for everybody. I think we had probably more guys tonight than we did females. So, and Darla, certainly her message is to everyone. So that's our goal. And Darla, you were amazing. Amazing. Y'all, we laughed so much before the show started. It was a little bit ridiculous. Probably should have just had, started the live then so everybody could have just laughed with us. But
no, it was so funny. You guys were doing funny faces. It was cracking me up. Like,
what do you mean funny faces?
I don't know. You did it. I saw it.
Just the way we look.
Busted.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching and joining us. And Darla, thank you so much. I just love you.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Hugs.